Hi. I tried to film an intro and it went really badly, but I'm just here to say hi, welcome to the video. The main things I'll talk about in this video are to do with art markets, obviously, and just talking about my uni experience, things that held me back, namely myself. I don't know, just little anecdotes. And I hope you enjoy and can just find a little bit of time to chill with me. I've done, how many is it? 3 markets now. 3. They were at James Street Tavern in Oxford, sort of like off of Cowley Road, and they've all gone quite well. Recently I made a print. I did it in, well, I did the actual piece in like January, or like across January. Or did I? No, maybe it was across February, and then I got it printed for the end of month craft fairs. I've got the original here. I did it at like A4 size and then shrunk it down. It smells really weird because I put my sketchbooks in the corner of our bedroom, and I was really excited because I got a big old crate, and I just thought, oh, this is great, I can keep them all in one place. And then I neglected to realise that corner of the room is very prone to moisture buildup, so I had to take an antibacterial wipe and like clean around the edges of all of the like board covers of the sketchbooks. So that was gross, and some of them have a little bit of a funky smell to them now, so it's a little bit annoying. But it kind of means that like that corner of the room, there's like a space that is just not being used, and it's just annoying because it's like, ooh, it's like a wasted space. And it was convenient because I could just have them next to the bed where I sleep on my side, but I can't really because of the moisture. So that's a bit rubbish, but it's fine. So I've brought them back into the living room. I think it's probably tricky because my side of the bed is then next to the outside wall, so it's like the corner is like an outside wall, and the apartment just seems to be a bit susceptible to moisture build-up, which is a bit weird. Also, I just feel like there's this big patch that's been building up and we've been like tending to it, but like it's just kept on getting worse. I don't even think I want to show you. There's like a central part of it, and then there's like gross bits that's like expanding from it. It almost seems as if someone had originally like fixed a TV to the wall there, because why would there be like such a weird mark? It doesn't matter. Either way, there are just limitations to where I can actually store my stuff, and I have a lot of sketchbooks, as you might know. I go through them quite quickly. Oh, I can smell the sketchbook from here. It's like not, I've wiped it, but it's just not pleasant. But anyway, let's stop talking about mold. I can't remember what I was talking about. Yeah, so I've got a blog now. It's not as if it's like a separate entity. It's like a blog feature on the website that I have currently got. So that's really cute. And I've not made one since I was 15. So I've shown a couple things that we've been doing recently, things that I've been doing in terms of work recently. Oh, and this is how the print came out. I'll be putting them on my website really soon. I didn't know whether to sort of slowly build up stock over time because it's obviously expensive to order stock. I think regardless of the stock amount, I really want to make more bookmarks, so there'll be more bookmarks. I've been designing, and I'm really, really excited because I was just having a bit, I wasn't really having a mare, I was just having a bit of like a, I think it was a bit like a slump in terms of products and shop stuff rather than actually making art. I was really, really enjoying it last year, but then it was almost like, I think I made a video or 2 on like my style overhaul. It's like been gradual, but to me it looked like my whole thing had completely shifted, and I'm like relearning how I like to draw things, if that makes sense. I'm excited. I'm really excited. At the same time, I have a slightly, well, definitely a bigger following in terms of social media, Instagram and stuff, than I did have when I first brought out volume 2 of Phoebe's Prehistory. And so I want to like actually have that in mind when I'm doing my next volume. I'd say that it's like the extended edition, because I want it to be way bigger and way more comprehensive. There's a few pieces, well, not a lot, a few that I think no, I feel like that doesn't, I feel like it doesn't stand up well to my sort of standards of my own work at the moment. That's not like me trying to diss my own work. It's more that there are certain pieces that are really strong in that book, and there are certain pieces that I'm like, I could do better than that. Give me an hour and I'll do something better than that. The long pieces that I'm working on, they will definitely be in the book. Like context, I don't know. There was a piece in that book that I did on like feeding levels and how different sauropods could live in the same period of time, like live alongside each other, and also occupy different niches in terms of their feeding levels and feeding habits, so that they could all sort of coexist nicely. I feel like there was a moment last year where I just thought, what if I do like the brachy piece, the brachytrachelopan piece, and then I do another one, layer it behind that, which is the same length, and then layer like a high browsing sauropod feeders on the, like at the very top at the back. That's a huge project. That's like its own whole project. So I don't know if that's even a good idea. It's possible, obviously. It reminds me of something I would like try to attempt for a final piece in my art degree or something. We were required to do like an A2 sized piece at one point. I think this was in second year. I don't even have a picture of mine. It was so terrible. I might have a picture that I'd taken of myself, like sat on the ground drawing it. It was really awful, and it was such like it was a last minute thing that I did. I had to hand it in like a few days after, or like maybe a week after. But it was such an afterthought because I was procrastinating, and I really didn't want to have to make a huge piece because I work very small. But then this is like something that my art teachers sort of across my whole art, I guess, education. Can you call GCSEs arts education? I don't know. If you were to take like the critiques that I got, a lot of them would involve, I just need to do more experimentation, but I also need to work bigger. I just don't want to work bigger, but the way that I've tackled it nowadays is like drawing small to form a bigger piece. That's like my workaround. I feel like my art teachers would be proud of me for finally, even though I'm like not even in art education anymore, just for finally like succumbing to like my own pressures that I've put on myself. Because I have always wanted to work big. It's just like sometimes you just can't see it for yourself, and then when you try it, it's like, oh, I can do this. I just approach it in a different way. I don't know. I think I really enjoyed my time doing my degree, but I didn't push myself nearly as much as I should have. But that's also because I felt insecure, not just about art, but about myself and about a lot of things I was going through in those 3 years. And like my work was not what it is now. I sort of do feel a connection to that old work, but I don't at the same time, because it's just not me anymore. It was me, but it's not me. I don't know. It's kind of, it almost is a bit sad, like accepting that that's like not part of my work, and it's never going to be part of my work anymore. I don't want to draw that way. I felt like I was drawing that way a lot because I was like actively limiting myself because I was too scared to experiment with work. I think I didn't have that much confidence in my abilities. Sometimes my critiques would be critiques. I don't know, they were too nice to me, to be honest. But some of my like critiques or like discussions around my work from tutors would be like, oh, you're really confident with your line work. And I was sort of just sat there thinking, yeah, I'm confident because I do everything in the sphere of what I know I can do. I'm not pushing myself outside of what I know I'm capable of because it's terrifying. But like at the same time, thankfully, that was sort of enough to just get me through out the other side. And now I'm here. It's like, but it's the same thing. It's like, it's not as if I didn't try hard. I tried really hard. I was a try hard. It's just such a weird time because it's just not my work anymore. I sold like a comic, one of my final major project comics, the grown-up comic, and some of the stickers, the holographic stickers that I did for the comic I sold some at the art fair. It was just so weird, and people were sort of flicking through and saying, oh, this is so gorgeous, and I was just like, it's like you're, oh. I was obviously very grateful of the compliment, but it felt as if the compliment wasn't for me in the present, it was like for someone else. So like I would take the compliment because obviously people were being lovely, and that's always appreciated. But at the same time, it's like I'm accepting the compliment on the behalf of someone I can't really connect with anymore. That sounds so dramatic. I don't know. Maybe I'll go and cry about it later. But also, oh, this is a thing. I want to get rid of that stock, obviously. So I'm gonna keep putting it in markets, and it's still on my website shop. But I can't find the stickers, and that's not good because they are available on my shop. But I can't find the holographic stickers, like the bigger ones, the heart-shaped one, and like the oblong kind of one. I can't find them, and it's stressing me out a little bit because I know they're probably somewhere in the apartment, but I've done lots of moving around, and when I get stressed I like rearrange everything. I'm one of those. So that's quite a funny thing. That's been an ongoing thing since I was not a child but a teen, I would say. And I didn't even know I was doing it sort of at the time. You know, like when that classic thing of like dyeing your hair after a breakup. I used to just rearrange my entire room if something was feeling like remotely wrong in my life. And it's like there's a whole pattern, and I can pinpoint, like, I rearranged my room because I guess maybe I value my bedroom space or like my living space, and it's a part of me, so I will rearrange it to make myself feel better. In first year, this was so stupid as well. So usually in UK university halls, the rooms are obviously like long. They're longer than they are wide. And so for my first room, I moved around, and this was like quite a long way into the school year. I moved around my bed. It was like a single bed. It had like a really cruddy, like literally plank of wood for a headboard. And I moved it around, even though I could have literally just slept at the other end. I moved the entire mattress around. I moved it around in such a way that at one point in the middle of moving it, I would have just been, it was a fire hazard. I was blocked. I'd like blocked the corridor, and then obviously I'd switched it around. I was strong. I did that all by myself, like, and just in silence, maybe listening to music, but like, and then, so I moved my bed up the other way. It was like the only tangible thing I could actually change in that room. Like everything in those sort of halls rooms are like fixed into place. Like the desk is fixed, the shelves are fixed, everything. But that was like the one thing I had control over, I feel like. It's me trying to take back control, is what it is. And then a few days after I'd done it, I just started sleeping up the same end that I was sleeping up at in the beginning. It's just pointless. I had no idea. It just feels like I needed to change. And then I will try and find a picture of this. I moved my bed around in my third year room. I didn't do anything to my second year room. The most I would have moved is my little like 3-tiered IKEA trolley. I love that trolley, but we didn't bring it with us. It's at my family's house. So I moved the bed completely around. My logic was that I could literally roll out of bed and start working at my desk, which is not very healthy really, if you think about it. I literally can't remember what I was talking about. Yeah, so the person I was in uni is just not, I can't relate to her very much, but I understand why she did the things that she did. I literally don't know where I was going with this. So my next art market is on the 24th. That's why I made this video. So my next art market is on the 24th at Common Ground Cafe in, I think it's in like Jericho area. It's central Oxford. It's more central than, I guess, the one down like near Cowley Road. So it's more central than that. You grooving? Transport all my stuff. It's gonna be stressful, but it'll be fine. And it starts a little bit earlier than the other one, so I think it's from 10 to 4. I'll correct myself on here if I'm wrong, but 10 to 4. The James Street Tavern one is now for the next coming month is going to be like 11 to 5 o'clock. So that will be good. And I'm aiming to do like an all weekend one on that one. The common ground one, I do have to remind myself that sometimes I experience imposter syndrome for no reason. Obviously people experience it for no reason. Like a lot of the time there's no good reason that you should be thinking these things about yourself. They put like out an open call to artists and creatives and whatever to like say if you wanted to be a vendor at their upcoming brand new art market. And I said to myself, I'll just give it a go. I will just apply on their little Google Docs sheet, and I did. And a couple days ago when I was in a really stressful meeting at work, I saw something flick up on my phone, and it was like, congratulations, you've been successful in securing a spot at the art market. And I was just like, what? Because I honestly thought, oh, they probably lost my application, or, you know, it wasn't good enough, or they just ignored it because it just wasn't worth their time. But I'm just like, oh, these stupid thoughts always get in the way. And then the one time the thoughts were really strong and I was feeling really stressed, I actually got into a market that I really wanted to take part in. So I think it goes to show sometimes that a lot of my paranoia can be a bit unfounded. I feel really silly now, but I know I'm gonna have a good time and I'm gonna meet artists and it's gonna be great, just like the other art markets, and I'm still gonna keep doing that as well because they're on different weekends. So yeah, that's on the 24th, the common ground one, and then I've got the next weekend, full weekend. It's gonna be quite a busy end to the month, to be honest, but it's fine. So I've got the 30th and the 31st at James Street Tavern art market. That's going to be fab. I really like the venue, it's so cozy and they do good food. They have Prime Minister there sometimes, I think. They also, on a Sunday, they have like open mic live music, and it's so cute. It's just so nice. It's really cozy. They got like heat lamps. Because I don't know if that's TMI actually. Let's say it's the end of the month for both the market and for me. So that whole weekend I was like suffering, taking my paracetamol, running to the toilet, and I'm just kind of thinking, if the markets are at the end of every month and that's the way my body is treating me right now, then that doesn't really bode well for the rest of the year, but hopefully it won't be that bad. And there's provisions. They even have pads in the toilets at James Street Tavern. That's very appreciated. If I run in there and I'm stupid because I've forgotten. So, you know, it's all good. All natural stuff. I'm not talking about anything gross, really, am I? But that's something to keep in mind, that if you're attending a art market and you're going to see me at the end of the month, just keep that in mind. But I do try to keep it peppy. It's really difficult, but I do try, because I am genuinely really excited to be there. I don't know, I'm really excited. It's gonna be such a different year, especially for my art, because I'm doing something that I first did 10 years ago. That's crazy to even think about, really, if you deep it for a second. We'll see where this year takes me. I still really want to reach out to the Oxford Museum, but I'm really scared. I'm such a big chicken. We will just see how that goes. I don't know whether I'm gonna overlay me drawing or it's literally just gonna be me and you're gonna have to stare at me for this whole time. I hope you're okay with either one. But I think that's all I've got on my mind for now. So I will see you next time.